Hi Gemini, this is your love reading with Trudy, a virtual tarot. I want you to see I've got my love pipeline right here. It's the love pipeline. I have moved. I now am at a new location in a new city and I'm loving it. And so I thought I'd show you some of the interesting architectural elements that are in my new place. And I'll be reading from all kinds of places now because I'm kind of halfway on the road, halfway in my new location, and so you're gonna come along with me. All right, so let's get down to your love reading for November 2016. And also I wanted to mention that you should check your moon sign and your Venus. Now, you may not have heard of Venus, but we all have many houses in our charts, and if you would like to know more about specifically how you relate to others within relationship, please pull your moon, which is your relationship house, and your Venus, which is also a lesser relationship house, but it's how you move into, or how, I guess more, it's, to me, it has to do with digestion of occurrences around you, experiences around you, how you would digest those experiences. And I would digest experiences in my emotional house as a Cancer would. I have a Cancer Venus. My Venus, I should say, is in Cancer, and that would mean that I nurture, and so when someone responds to me, I respond back in a way that would be in my own viewpoint, nurturing. So it's like the mama. So anyway, that's kind of how, and I have Pisces in my moon, so I'm actually quite sensitive, believe it or not. A lot of people think Geminis are sort of, can be insensitive, but if you look at your other houses, it will, you're multi-dimensional, and we all are Gemini. So anyway, I pulled 4 cards for you, and I want to start with the first card, which this card colors the entire month. This is the 5 of Swords. And as you can see, there is a gentleman in the foreground. He's holding 2 swords, and then there are 2 very dejected people walking away from him. And so what could this possibly mean? Well, if you do study the tarot and you are turned on to numerology at all, you will know that 5 represents conflict. And so there is some conflict to be dealt with, unfortunately, this month, Gemini. Now, I know you don't love seeing this card, but conflict can make us stronger. And conflict is also the opportunity to learn a lesson or learn something about the person we're in relationship with or building relationship with. It's also an opportunity to learn something about ourselves. And so you're going to have that opportunity this month. It looks like Gemini. And whenever I see this card, I always say, take a step back, and even if someone pokes you in the chest, do not respond immediately. This card, Spirit is telling us that this is a no-win situation for you or for the person who you are sparring with. Someone may be trying to get a rise out of you this month. And this may be the month where you have to really meditate and take a step back and not engage. And so the rules of engagement this month are non-engagement. Let's speak at a higher level to this card. What else could this card mean? What does Spirit have to say specifically to our Geminis about this card? Well, you may have something that feels very stuck. And this may impact all aspects of your relationship or your relationships, and it's a frustrating thing. So in some area you feel it's stuck, as if you can't move something along, and I'm hearing you're off your timeline. And so something's off the timeline, something that you were hoping to get off the timeline has been delayed or stuck, and everyone's sort of frustrated over it. It's not only you. It is a rock and a hard place card, and so do not go in there and try and really take the sword and pull it out of the rock, so to speak, as King Arthur was able to. This sword is stuck, and it's not moving until the end of the month, I'm hearing. but it will move. I feel as if it will move. And why is it not moving? There is something financially perhaps that's stuck here, and we'll speak to that as well. But either way, just have patience. Everything will move along. Don't pick any fights. Don't allow yourself to be pulled into anything. You're going to see by the end of the month there's some movement, but just don't become too frustrated over this issue. Okay, so here we go. We have the 9 of Rods in the position of challenge, and for you this would be your challenge with a bit of fatigue. And again, we're speaking to relationships, and so there's some relationship fatigue going on here. And so you might be challenged a bit with that. You might feel as if you've been working so hard, you've been trying to like cross all the T's, dot all the I's. Why is this so difficult? You've come so far, but it's kind of as if, you know, you're climbing 20 flights of stairs and you're on the 19th floor with your bag of groceries even, and you just sit down on the top step on floor 19 and you take a breath. You're going to get there. You're at the 9, and this is great. But within career, anytime, or even within relationship, anytime you want to take something all the way, you will have to suffer a little bit. Most of us have to suffer a little bit. And so, you know, all along the way, you've been fastidious and you have really kept up your end of the bargain, but you're just a little tired now, and you may withdraw just a little bit because of that. But do not let that fatigue come out as you know, frustration. Do not allow your fatigue within relationship to shorten your fuse, I guess, because you will be tested and this month within relationship. And so when you are, just make sure that you're doing some self-care, you're taking care of yourself, so that when that conflict, when the crises, and it's a 5, it's not major, but when it comes up, that you're able to, you're gracious, so you have some humility, and you're able to sort of absorb the shock, and please don't feel sorry for yourself either. Don't move toward the martyr place, because everyone's working really hard, and you know that is the challenge. Everyone's working really hard. There may be some fatigue on both ends within relationship because of schedules and work patterns and that type of thing. And so if there is conflict over who's coming this weekend, or who's shopping this weekend, or blah blah blah, just let it go, because you're both tired, and I'm hearing that too. Okay, and so what is coming up for you in the next position? And the card, let me grab it, it's off camera, that comes up for you is the King of Pentacles. Now, it came up in the reverse. And so this is a people card, and I wanted to speak to it a little bit. It is an earth sign. Interesting card to come up for you in your reading, because you, Gemini, are an air sign. And so if you're in a relationship, you may have someone in your midst who is an earth sign. And this isn't necessarily your partner, but can be. Capricorn could be, also a Taurus could be, or a Virgo. Now, they're feeling a little put out, and I'm hearing ungrounded. They're not sensible, practical. Their investments might be a bit upside down. Perhaps this person isn't sure that the relationship is actually going anywhere, taking root, or that they cannot bank on the relationship. Now, this comes up unexpectedly, but it turns around very quickly, because at the very end, we've got a card that speaks to fulfillment in every way, the 10 of Pentacles, and that will come up, that comes up after this card. But I want to speak to what we've got going on so far, because it seems as if this month if you are in relationship, what will happen is that there is going to be a situation that arises that the two of you sort of let go, just sort of shelve table for a little while, because there's no way to work that situation out. And I do believe this may be because there's conflict, because there's weariness, fatigue. Someone's tired, someone's overworked, someone's worked very hard to get to the position that they're in within, you know, one or both of you within the relationship has worked very hard to get to the position that you're in, and you're a little worn out from advancing within your career. And also for some of you, there could be a situation where one of you has relationship fatigue, or both of you have relationship fatigue. And you may have learned from past experiences that there are situations that you're going to hit the wall. And how do you respond to one another? So have you learned from your relationships, I guess is the question. Are you willing to sit this one out in this relationship that you're in? You're willing to sit this conflict out and wait to see if it does turn around. Well, the great thing about this reading is that it shows, Spirit is showing us that that there is this moment where there may be some spending going on, and it's spending that is outside of the boundaries which are normally done by your partner or by yourself. And so you're sort of opening up the bank, and you're just kind of letting it go. And if this is creating conflict within the relationship, just let it go, because in the end, it is actually a valuable exchange, if that makes any sense. Because at the end, and I'm so sorry, we do have the Ten of Pentacles. And so, yes, the beginning of the month opens with a little bit of conflict, a little bit of disruption, maybe even feeling just a little bit awkward, I'm hearing. For some of you, awkward over money. And when you get to the point of feeling awkward over money, do not engage. Do not engage with your partner. Do not engage in any way, because at the end, what you have is great joy and this ability to create family legacy, because this investment was made and because you stepped back and didn't respond. Now this could be both of you or one of you did not respond to the need for, how shall I put this, for being in charge, I guess, for winning, for playing the lead. And there is also some empathy that goes along with the card, the 9, the challenge position, because to acknowledge the other person's fatigue can go a long way toward building solid roots, solid foundation. Now, not all of us are in relationships, so at the very end, I always like to, if the reading is focused on couples or those who are in relationship, I like to go off the reservation and reread as if for the singles out there. And so what this reading would tell me is that if you're out there and you're looking for love, you can't play a winner takes all game. You have to back off, and when you're having exchanges, conversations, and that kind of thing, you have to let the other person sometimes say things that may to you feel inappropriate or sort of against your value system, that kind of thing, and not respond to them, and maybe take a higher viewpoint, even if, you know, it's sometimes people who don't really know who we are and understand our value system can actually insult us when we're on dates. And so this card would say, don't do any of that this month. Just back off. Allow the other person to just come forward, just show themselves and be who they are, and not to concern yourself with that. Again, this month, if you are single and you are out there dating and looking for love, you may feel that there is a bit of relationship fatigue going on. But the 9 promises that you will also find someone very soon. And you're like, the elevator has almost reached that floor. And so hang in there, because everything is going to work out in your favor. You're going to meet somebody special. Someone does pop up, and that is the King of Pentacles. Again, now he's reversed, but that's okay. So if you're out there and you're looking for a solid, stable relationship, this person may not show up that solid and that stable initially. However, at the end, you are going to see them in a new light. It seems to me as if judgment needs to be withheld a little bit, and hold your tongue. And it's also a little bit of competition, as if you feeling while as you're dating, as if, hey, you're so fatigued from past relationships that you almost do want to pick a fight. But back off, don't prejudge, hang in there, Gemini. And because for you, it looks as if there's a very good king showing up, somebody who will, maybe he's not sharing with you, or if you're a man, maybe you don't feel the urge to go out there and spend a lot of money on dating, but in the end you find that this is an investment that's well worth it. And so it does become practical at the end of the month, and you also are creating something that is going to pay off in the future. And that's really what the 10 of Pentacles is all about. For some of you, you may actually meet through family, and or you may meet one member of the family and then find out that the true love of your life is actually someone within the family who they're related to. And that I'm hearing. So, but a great earth sign is out there for you if you're looking for love, or someone who has earth in their chart. And so that looks very good. I'm happy for this reading, Gemini, because it is a very good reading, and we're very good at stepping back and not becoming overly aggressive, I guess you could say. And that's a good thing. Gemini's the butterfly, and so we flip from one person to the next. This is a very good month to get solid. You're just about there, so feel great about that. Your relationships are becoming more solid every single day. Much love to you. Mwah. If you would like a private and personal reading, I can read for you. Those readings are much more, well, direct towards your question, and I've done some readings just in the past few days, and oh boy, they have been really profound. And I will post some of that feedback, but pretty precise, pretty specific stuff is coming up. And so that connection seems to be really strong right now with Spirit. I also wanted to mention, if you would like a donation-based reading, please go to the website and you can purchase one. If you are registering to be a donation-based reader on the website, make sure you include your email address when you fill out your profile, because I don't get that. The system doesn't actually provide that, and so it's really hard for people to order readings if we can't get in touch with you. So if you're watching this and you've posted a profile, please go in and put your email address in there so I can get in touch with you, and others as well can get in touch with you. And I think that's it. So please stay with me for next month, the month of December. I'm going to be reading once again, and also I will be doing higher spiritual counseling on all of these readings, just to give you a sense of what else Spirit may have to say when I'm not on camera, and I can really meditate and put some more of the magic of spiritual counsel into it. So that will be Vimeo. The link will be posted, and I thank you so much once again. Mwah.